kia hora te marino, kia whakapapa paunamu te moana. Hei huarahi mā tātou I te rangi nei. Aroha atu, aroha mai, tātou ia tātou katoa, haumi e, hui e, tai ki e. Taking a deep breath in. No, my haere, my darling, welcome to Ayo.
Kia ora, thank you for having me.
It is such an honour to have you. Thank you for making the journey.
It's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful space. I'm honoured to enter this energy field you've created. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so excited for this kōrero today. We have been on the hunt, on the energetic hunt for a Raranga practitioner, and our community spoke, and here we are.
Yes.
So grateful to every single person that dropped in your Instagram handle. Shout out to every single person, because this wouldn't be happening today without them. So thank you to our community of incredible humans.
I'm honoured too, and I want to thank the community for thinking of me, because the space that we're trying to create of normalising raranga, the karanga, and it's clearly happening. It's a beautiful response, and yeah, I feel carried, I feel cared for. So thank you, my beautiful community, for suggesting me. I feel your love.
Oh, girl, I feel it too. It's visceral, isn't it? So tuatahi, to start and open up this space, I would love to ask, ko wai koe, tō pepeha. Tell us, darling.
Kia ora, kia ora. Ko taranaki me tararua tuku maunga. Ko waitōtōrua me ōtaki tuku wawa. Ko te tātou te pō me Raukawa. Me Raukawa. Tuku marae. Ko te Atiawa me Ngāti Raukawa. Tuku iwi. Ko Ahi Nyx. Tuku ingoa. I'm a beautiful guest here on this wonderful land. And I come from Wellington, Pōneke, Te Wanganui Atara. The beautiful Otaki and Wellington have held me. So I'm mana whenua as down there. If I had Ngāti Tua, I'd take over the whenua. But I was held there. And I'm excited to one day return home. They know I'm coming. Lots of marae hui, lots of trustee huis, lots of reintroducing myself to my family as a kairaranga. So I grew up probably a bit wayward. I was wild. I was feisty. I love it. Yeah, I like to think of myself as a tōrua. Like I just show up and I'm just here. But I'll be gone for years, just learning and gaining. And so when I come back, it's trying to be a koha, not a hoha.
Girl, clip it.
You want to show up not empty-handed, and that doesn't always mean money. It doesn't always mean that you have all the reo or you have all the tikanga ready. It's showing up with a humbleness and awareness of the gifts that you can offer, and only offer it where it's welcome. So yeah, I also come from Parihaka, so our links are from Parihaka. My this beautiful tonga that I carry is called my korokoro tōrua, and it represents Te Atiawa on my taniwha here, and he helps me speak. And then the tuku boards, but also a little bit of the jail cells in Littleton. So our whānau, when we were taken from Parihaka, we built a lot of what's in Otautahi and Littleton, and we had some cells that we were kept in there. And so these recognise the cells, because when I am in Littleton, the sunrise is so beautiful that I know that my tupuna would have had a moment before the terror, before the pain, where they could see that sunrise. And yeah, not everyone made it home, but my tupuna did. And so I like to carry them on my throat. Yeah.
I feel that, girl.
Yeah. Taking them with me and seeing the light every day is really important. And so I have him as well to help protect me as I journey through.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. So wonderful to hear people's pepeha. I too come from Taranaki, so I'm sure there's some whanaungatanga links there, I'm sure. Oh, beautiful. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing about your tonga. I was curious to hear about its whakapapa, so that's so beautiful.
Yes,
so
if you
beautiful.
want to see Toi Tēnei on Instagram, just in case.
Girl, get it. Get that.
Toi Tēnei Kauri.
Yep, we'll take it in the show notes, honey. That's beautiful. So is that the artist that?
Yeah, the kaita, wonderful.
Beautiful.
I would recommend him for takatāpui people as
Awesome.
well. A very safe kaita for our people
amazing.
experiencing
Beautiful.
and wanting to feel confident in their identity. He's a safe kaita.
I love that. That's beautiful, beautiful. So my first partai, darling, I would love to get into Raranga.
Yes.
So for those that have never heard of this concept of Raranga, they may have just never heard of this concept before. Could you tell us in your whakaaro and your beliefs, what is Raranga to you?
Yes, Raranga is a beautiful piece of Te Whare Pora. Raranga is basketry. It's for a lot of us our entry into our weaving and expressing ourselves through fibres and remembering what was taken through colonisation. Raranga is mental health, it is whakapapa, it is hauora, it is identity, it's being in direct contact with papatuanuku, being responsive, learning kai te aki tangata, being humbled by hine te iwa iwa. She likes to slap me with her harakeke just to remind me, you know, I'm still to be humble in this space. So Raranga is, it's a whole environment that is waiting for you. And she will continue to wait for you. If you don't make it, your babies might. And it's okay.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's so much more than just saying, oh, it's working with harakeke. You know, it's so much more.
It's important.
Yeah. I'd love to double tap on Te Whare Pora. Can you tell us more about this kaupapa?
Te Whare Pora is beautiful because it holds all of our gender identities. Because, yes, we have male weavers, we have intersex weavers, we have transgender weavers, just as much as we have wahine weavers. The idea of raranga being or weaving as women's work was kind of pushed on us. But Tāne never stepped away from making their tools. They never stepped away from holding their fishing nets, hanaki. And we can see in the imagery that those Tāne held that space and with mana. And it wasn't less, it was purposeful. It fed their whānau. It relieved so much pressure. So Te Whare Pora, all of us can fit in there. And it is this beautiful element. So I think some people think it was a physical house.
Yes, sure.
And some of us may have had the whare, may have been able to create that. But most of us probably would have done it in the marae, you know, just out the front. Or out front of our whare. And it moved with us. We didn't always stay at the pa. We'd be at the awa. We'd be in the ngahere. We were underneath the maunga. So Te Whare Pora is a state of being that we can access. A state of education, a state of stillness and movement. Really good for all of us, all tangata whenua, and can enjoy that space in Te Whare Pora.
Wow, that's beautiful. Again, sounds like it encompasses so much more than just raranga. I love what you say about it being a state of being. I was wondering, like, is it a philosophy or a concept? But I love that idea that it's a way of being. Yeah, it's a state of being.
You can live alongside it. It gives you education on when to go outside, when to stay inside. It's very similar to the maramataka because it reflects directly what the maramataka is saying. When to harvest, when not to harvest, when to stay home and when to work your butt off. Yeah, so it is a beautiful place that we can achieve, we can care for and allow access to others. So it's an opening.
Beautiful. And so I can hear the honey saying, how do we access Te Whare Pora?
Yeah.
How do you access Te Whare Pora?
Intention. The kairaranga will arrive. You'll have this intention. You'll start Googling. You'll start following people like me, trying to find out where the wānanga are. Is there an online course for you? Is there a person in your family? And that's connection. I feel like that kairaranga is asking you to step outside and to access your rāranga or use your hands. There's community, there's books as well that you can access if you want to go to the library and read puka puka if you learn better on your own. This space, you don't necessarily need to have a kairaranga guiding you through the whole thing, because our kaiako are everywhere. We are our own kaiako, our taina are our kaiako. So accessing is following the karanga and letting it arrive, letting it be. Some people can rush it. So sometimes I'll get people try and like rush me into something, or when's your next thing? I want to go. And I'm like, amazing, I'll let you know. Because we have to let the time arise when it's there for you. And I think because we're in this world where we're so used to having an instant Google,
yes, true.
So you can watch me weave doesn't necessarily mean you can repeat it.
Yes.
And so sometimes you have to just sit there and know that it's coming, and then your kaiako will show up a lot like your tūhonga. If you search for it you can get the wrong one. You kind of have to let them arrive.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. I too can resonate with the like grabby energy of like finding a mentor, finding a kaiako. But like you say, it's very much about aligning your energy for the receptivity to come in. Hey. Yeah,
because I'm not everyone's kaiako, and you shouldn't have just one kaiako. You should have multiple. Like different people teach you different things, and you're at different stages of your life to receive. So you can get the same lesson multiple times because you weren't ready to receive it. And that's not whakama. That's your beautiful journey. Yeah, Raranga is a journey.
Oh, hell. Tell me about it. Oh, that's beautiful. So I want to ask about this concept of being a closed practice. Is Raranga a closed practice? And could you describe what this concept is, closed practice?
Yeah, so a closed practice is something that we keep for the cultural integrity or the communal integrity. So a closed practice within Raranga and within Aotearoa is working with manu, our native birds. So I went through the process with my iwi of becoming DOC approved. So that means that I can message them and ask them for manu. And also if someone decided to like make a complaint about me working with manu, I wouldn't be susceptible to the $250,000 fine that is possible. So I don't know of many of those happening, but it's a huge block. Wow. Yeah. But Raranga in itself is not a closed practice. All people can practice Raranga. And while you're in Aotearoa, it's best to learn from tangata whenua. And when you travel, learn from the indigenous of that space. So yes, weaving's for all cultures.
Oh, beautiful.
It unites us all. It doesn't care about our age, our identity, our past, our criminal status, our identity, our gender. We can use weaving to connect with all cultures.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Nice. And so just to, again, double click and hone in on this concept of working with manu and Aotearoa. So are you suggesting that this practice is just for tangata whenua?
It is only for tangata whenua.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Legislatively and tikanga.
Wow.
So there's legislation that says, yeah.
That's beautiful.
For our people, if your iwi, having an iwi or a hapu at a state of confidence or, self-management where they can have that DOC relationship. A lot of us are coming through our land back and getting our access at different stages. So Atiawa was one of the first. We have the wonderful privilege of we've had years to implement these things and learn from our faults, shall we make? And in that, they created this space where people like me can access these manu. So as a whole iwi, it's wonderful that they've created that. And I feel very honoured to have that space. And so my iwi, we wear the toro in our hair, the 3 white feathers.
Wow.
And I made a bunch of them and just dropped them off to my uncle. So at our next big hui, we're going to give them to all the wahine that don't have one, because it's very important for our wahine to have them. So it's very lucky.
That is an honour. I feel that. So I really want to hone in and clarify on this. So if you are Pākehā or tangata o te tiriti, if, for example, you know, I have friends who sadly, you know, manu come and hit their car and they collect the manu and they want to harvest that, they are meant to go to tangata whenua and ask for them to do it.
Yeah, so if a bird does fly into your car or you find a bird, pop it in a plastic bag, chuck it in your freezer, find a kairaranga. There are other people that do pelting. So pelting is where you keep the skin on and you take the bones out. There's also kaitā, who use it for the uhi, for our, so learning how to do that's really cool too. There's beautiful spaces that you can, just hold that bird, get in contact with someone. You can watch them work the bird. They can gift you some of the huru, normally as a koha for getting the manu. You give them back a gift of it, and that person can do with those huru what they like. But working the bird does require, you know, you have to have some tikanga, you have to understand the karakia to perform when we work the manu, how to return it to papatū and nuku, and the correct way to dig it back up if you are going to use the bones. So it's a bit of a process. It's not like we can just run out there and grab one, but there are people that provide this education and it's out there and people are willing to share it.
I bet. And so what is there a difference if you're walking along the beach and you see a feather? Te tikanga, what's the tikanga for Pākehā to feel, maybe, you know, I have Pākehā friends who feel, this is a tohu, this is a gift. Do you feel that that's okay for them to keep that, or is that to be left for the whenua?
Yeah, I think that's interesting. They're going to pick it up because it's beautiful and it's worth acknowledging. It would be lovely if they could gift it back to a tangata whenua. So I had someone that had some of taranaki maunga, and then they found out I was Atiawa, and the next time they saw me, they were like, please take the stone. I've been holding the stone, and now that I met you, I know that I'm actually not meant for it. Because you can appreciate and be a part of it. But also, like, if the tangata whenua person that you offer it to is like, no, you keep it, that's tika. You don't have to give it away. You're like, you're allowed to have it in your house, put it in your hat, cool. You're allowed to be cute with them. But working the birds,
cool.
Yeah, that's not the go.
Clarity, beautiful. I love the clarity. This is great. Whakarongo
you can have the huru, but do not touch the birds.
Okay, beautiful. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that, mātauranga. That's new knowledge to me. So that's really beautiful to receive. Thank you. Yeah, beautiful. I'd like to dig in on a couple of the tikanga around rāranga itself. Weaving. Tell us about, like, if someone is just starting to work with rāranga, what is a few things that they should be mindful of to protect themselves, protect their whānau, their hapu? Yeah. What does that look like?
Perfect. So anybody can go for a harvest in Aotearoa.
Beautiful.
A few things that I would love to pass on as frequently asked questions. We don't go for a harvest in the rain. The idea is that there's water, we have a sharp knife on us, we could slip and cut ourselves. The tikanga around that is protection, preservation, and just being safe. We don't go for a harvest when the wind is really, really bad. It can hit us, and also the leaf itself can become stressed, and getting the moka out of it, it's more likely to snap because it's in a state of stress. So we don't do that. For people that experience their ikora or hapu, we do not go for a harvest during that time. We can weave then, but there are people that have done it because we didn't know. There are also instances where I do wānanga, and if I come on my ikora and I don't have someone that can go for a harvest, I do have to. This is an essence of breaking tikanga. I am bringing a cost upon myself, and I need to have that awareness that I'm breaking tikanga. We don't harvest during our ikora. Didn't have running water. Why get up and spread it around? One, 2, your brain is just a little bit dizzy and you're more likely to cut yourself as you harvest. So a cost that I take is sometimes when I'm doing a wānanga, I will harvest and I will end up with cuts on my hands.
Wow.
I can feel dizzy. And this is me accepting the cost of choosing to break tikanga. I used to think a patu paerehe was going to come out and bash me. Nah, I bash myself because I'm acting out of when we should do something. But we live in a different world. I don't have access to someone that can always hauhake or harvest for me. So mitigating those spaces and trying to stay toe when you know you're going against, but the karanga of sharing mātauranga is, so I've got to take the cost.
It's tough on living in this world, hey, when you've booked a wānanga, people have travelled and, you know, got their babysitters and all the things, and here you are having to show up, and that's a beautiful example of, breaking.
I do have one more FAQ. If you are coming to a wānanga and you come on your ikura, it is okay to not attend the wānanga. It's also okay to show up and watch.
Oh, ka pai.
You can learn by just watching. And I do have spaces where I'll have mattresses around in case they can't get up out of the bed and they have to stay. But there are spaces where you can still learn by being there. And we are in a state of modernity where we can travel, and we do have running water. We do have our awa undies that can allow us to learn through watching and potentially practice again later. So it's not that you're missing out. You can still participate.
Cool. And just to clarify, so you said it's okay to weave, like to actually have hands on the harakeke while you're on your ikura?
You can weave, because you can weave.
Okay, beautiful. Wow, that's amazing. Any other frequently asked questions you can think of?
Yeah, all genders weave. Yeah, just a flat one.
Yeah.
Everyone weaves. You'll weave. Every person in every community would have been able to make shoes.
Yes.
A food bowl and a rope. You wouldn't go and stop someone from making a korowai or weaving their fishing net because you needed a food bowl. We would have had our rangatahi is so capable. Like they would have been out there getting their own stuff done, and it's really beautiful.
So why do you think that this kōrero or this āhuatanga, that weaving and rāranga is just for wakine, why do you think that's come about?
Probably some of the gender imposed ideas, and when the government had a bit of a situation where they wanted to educate the Māori, and nursing and weaving were for wahine, and driving trucks were for the tāne. And as our people were stepping into urbanized living, getting our homes, those things were pushed upon us. So within both of my lines, the tāne kept the raranga. So I'm very grateful to that. They were very straight men, cis, het, straight men that wove for a purpose. One was to make real flash bags.
Show us. Oh,
yeah, so
how beautiful.
This is my koro kete. He made this, and it's at least 50 years old. Definitely.
That's amazing, isn't it?
So
the durability.
And I got to look at it and figure out how he made that. So he did his weaving so he could have a nice little side hustle, because he's just a very talented man. And on the other side, my koro made hinaki. So my nan was like, my dad used to get the hinaki and bring the eels in. And I can only imagine it's because they wouldn't have had a fridge at the time. And he'd come back from mahi, get the eel, and then they'd cook it. So it's that cool space of...
What's a hinaki, for those that don't know?
Yeah, a hinaki is usually for eels, but it's a catching vessel that we usually use in fresh water, and it has this cool little neck that the eels swim in, and then they can't get back out.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, and weaving them is like weaving the human body. Like, it's so stunning. You're like, oh, I can see how I can see how babies get in here.
Wow.
It's like, it's really beautiful.
Geez, that's cool. Let's talk about the shoes, girl.
Yes!
Tell us about these magnificent pieces.
Yeah, so these are parere. There are other names and there's other styles. This style is made of harakeke. It would have been used for travelling around the ngahere. We also had different styles for if we wanted to go up the maunga. So we didn't want to get gangrene. We used to use te kaka or cabbage tree, and you can make a covered toe version that goes all the way up your ankle. So we didn't get gangrene. So how did we get those rocks for our hangi pit? We actually, and we do have stories. I'm going to tell you something fun.
Please.
There's a cool story of some Pākehā men who were getting taken up to get the stones by some Māori, and they commented that they watched the Māori weave shoes. And when they got halfway up the hill, the Pākehā leather shoes got torn apart, and the Māori pulled out those shoes that they'd been weaving, and then the Pākehā put them on, and it literally saved them. So I don't know why that didn't make it in the school books, that we did have shoes. And we saved, some of those early homies that we showed around.
That didn't make it into those school books. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's super cool. So, shoes are cool. And I think when we went to get oysters, we weren't going to sacrifice our uncle every time he went to get the oyster. So these, you can make platform versions.
Oh, cool.
And all of the islands had beautiful different things, and different fibers provide different protections. So it's worth exploring to anyone out there that wants to send me pictures of their shoes. Like, I'm down. I'm geeking out over you.
Girl, they are so beautiful.
You tried them on. What did you think?
I loved them. I was like, I could get into this. This is an everyday kind of wear. And just around the house, I kind of love it. Yeah, they're so beautiful. I love the strappy feel as well.
I think it's that empowerment for our people.
Yes.
I remember my dad being like, we didn't have shoes. But these, you can pull a waka in, stand on the stone, and you won't slip. You know how when we're walking through awa, we're always
Truly.
it hurts.
Truly.
So they did wear shoes.
Innovative.
We wore shoes, and for various reasons. So
Innovative. Wow.
Our people are incredible, right?
Yeah, incredible. I want to ask a little bit about the history of Raranga. Can you talk to us about the last kind of couple of 100 years? I mean, I've done a little, having so many beautiful practitioners on the podcast, we've talked a lot about how the Tohunga Suppression Act came in, and, the loss of so many of our crafts. I'd like to just understand where Raranga sat within that in the last couple of 100 years.
Yeah, I think it was kept by whānau, a lot like Aote and our tuhunga medicines, our practices. They were just kept indoors, shared between lines, and we're coming into a beautiful resurgence. Indigenous all over the world is making our stands, and what we've done with the hikoi and ripping that bell, getting that attention. It's very in line, I think, with this, reconnection. There was a lot of books, a lot of education that said that these practices will die. They're not important.
Joke's on you, Kaz.
Yeah. So I would love to rewrite some of these books or participate in going, what does Raranga look like in 2025, when a lot of the books that we have through, they weren't written by us and they weren't written for us. They were observations of us turned into a reproducible book. And these people have done incredible mahi, and a lot of those books did keep toi alive. So I'm not going to say that it was useless. The toi, what they did matters. Having the written puka puka does help, but some of the views that are expressed in them, I think, failed to acknowledge that we never assimilated and we never will. And Raranga is a direct response for me, a direct reaction to I am still Māori, I am mana mo te hake, I am kairaranga, I am Te Whare Pora, I am more than they could ever wish for me. Yeah.
Preach it, girl. Say it louder. I love that.
Beautiful. The spinster, right?
Okay.
Spinsters were weavers, Pākehā weavers that didn't need husbands anymore and could earn enough money to sustain themselves. Of course they wanted to diminish that. So when they got to other countries, they needed to diminish that. So it was taking their idea and just trying to place it on us. But we didn't let that happen.
Beautiful. Oh, well, thank you so much for your mahi. I feel like your voice in this space is so fucking important. It's so important.
Thank you.
I feel it. I feel it.
It's exciting to get to share it.
Yes, I hear you. I'm like, give her a TV show, guys. Come on. Come on. Let's go Māori TV. I want to talk about Hine Te Iwa. I mean, it is no surprise that she is the goddess of weaving and childbirth. Makes sense in my brain. Talk to us about how you work with Hine Te Iwa and how she weaves into your mahi and in your life.
Yeah, she is a great portal of acceptance, of self-love, of self-exploration. And as a takatāpui wahine, she lets me give birth. I don't know if I will carry a pepe myself and birth them. So through Hine Te Iwa, I get to create life. It is born, it lives through people. I also get to make babies with whoever I want by accessing her through birth. She is a direct relationship to accessing ourselves. There is a beautiful story of harakeke and kario being married to each other. So kario is a tāne, harakeke is wahine, and weavers, when we make hanaki, because it's the framework, we're marrying them together. And they're in unison and they work together perfectly. But without the human element, that cannot be found. So Hine Te Iwa calls us to be that form of dispute resolution, because we know that our atua love a fight. We love a fight, and we have to find a way to get through that. And our plants offer a space where we can see reflections of our humanity through it. Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. So you feel that harakeke is a feminine entity?
Yes.
Wow,
yeah, harakeke
beautiful.
is a wahine. Yeah, she's of the water. She's a Y elemental plant. Yeah, she answers directly to Hine Te Iwa and Papatūānuku. And so the Tāne energy is through human sustenance and introduction. So humans introduce it to Tāne plants. And it's, kai te aki tangata.
Wow, that's so beautiful.
Manaki tangata,
Yeah, wow. And in your personal life, in your mahi life, what other atua do you learn or work with?
Tawhiri Mātia is my favourite, because he likes to rain when I'm going for a harvest.
Classic.
So I do yell at him quite often. I'll just be like, stop!
Yeah.
Get that toilet! And he does. He gives me space, because I feel like the atua, living alongside them and working with them, they will give me leeway when I'm following my own path and my own time. If they could allow me to access the harakeke when I'm in the best intention, when my space is right, when my time is right, it's helpful. I also love tāne mahuta. I feel like in the ngahere, when I'm around him, he's protecting all my beautiful harakeke by the swamps, and he engages with us. So it's nice to adjust with them. But I love me some ahi. I love me some mahi.
Get it, same Z's. She's with me almost every day.
I love using her fire to ignite people and ignite myself. So beautiful. She's beautiful in that essence.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, I love that. I love hearing about how people work with the atua. It's beautiful. I'm curious to know how Raranga and this process has aided and supported your healing journey, your personal healing journey.
Oh yes, it is my personal healing journey. I didn't know I was going to become a kairaranga. I knew how to weave flowers, and I knew that I came from these cool weavers. COVID arrived. Jobs. I work a lot in Māori contracts. Love that space. And so, COVID, and it kept on going. Contracts were kind of like slipping away, and I was losing income. I had a bit of a personal health issue, and then people were sick in my family. And then I lost my whāngai mum.
Oh,
yeah.
honey.
So, you have all this stuff going on.
Wow.
And then, my whāngai mum, this woman who didn't have to love me, chose me, accepted me, spoke to me. I lost her. I lost her in Australia. I couldn't get there. I couldn't get there. It wasn't, So the space left me very empty, very lost, very without direction. I didn't have my Māori tangata. I had no jobs to direct myself. I had nothing but lots of watching like Survivor and like the tiger guy. Yeah, so that tiger guy. One day this kairaranga called me and it said, go, get the harakeke. I remember walking to this park, finding this plant, standing in front of it and just being raw, ugly crying, like all types of ugly was coming out. And I didn't know the karakia. I didn't know. So I had to Google it, hideously typing it into my phone. I made the cuts. I took that home. And I just started working, and I just sat outside. I didn't know how to hapene. I didn't know how to size whenu. I didn't know any of these skills that I teach now. And this beautiful thing was born.
Wow.
This thing was born.
Ooh.
And I took it to my aunt. I sent a photo of it to my auntie. I was like, what is this? And she goes, baby, it's a hanaki. We used to use them to catch eels. Keep going, keep following it.
So you didn't know what you were making?
I had no idea.
Oh, wow.
I knew that I had the kārio, which I later learnt about, their marriage. And I knew the harakeke. But you can see there's lots of knots. There's no direct pattern. There's a lot of chaos in there. I didn't know how to make the catch yet or the release hole, but it is a wonderful expression of the tupuna surging through me because I followed the kairaranga. Sometimes when I do wānanga, I watch tupuna come through people's hands and they're so shocked at what they've created and their capability and their capacity, and it's like, this has been in you. Your tupuna is so happy you have found this, because we all were weavers. So it's wonderful.
That's beautiful.
I'm hoping to keep doing more healing, so I work with a lot of DHBs and charities for queer youth and suicide prevention, autism, Aotearoa, people that are non-verbal. So healing through weaving. I've taken my own little journey and I can use it to share and help others access their own healing. I can't heal you, but I can help you heal yourself. And so the healing is so strong. Like, weaving is my healing, and my calling is to help others heal themselves through what they can explore and to geek out over what they make and just be the most excited person in the world. So I'm honored to get to share and watch people heal themselves.
Girl, you're getting it so good.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It really is. I did this wānanga at a school once. I'm just going to cry.
Yeah, girl, okay, let me too.
These two young men, they used to wag a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But they knew that a weaver was coming and it was for the Māori class. And I taught them how to harvest. And they said they had the craft knives, So they're 14, they had the craft knives. And they were like, can I keep harvesting? I really like this. And I said, yeah, you can. I got permission from their teachers that they'd be safe.
Yeah.
And we could hear them. And he said, I feel so Māori right now. I'm full Māori right now. And that young man, hearing that, it's going to stay with me for my life, that people feeling proud of themselves, proud of their access, proud of their identity, their culture, their heritage. It is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And watching people find themselves is...
Thank
you, Hinete, for making this for us.
Thank you, Hinete. I share that. I mean, there's no greater gift than seeing people really heal that suakiri ahurea, that cultural identity piece. Like, we are in this age, this time of reclaiming truly what it is to be Māori.
Yeah.
And it's through these practices, it's through this mahi that we can connect. And the healing is so accessible, so accessible. Honestly, it brings me to tears too. I hold a lot of spaces for wahine to reconnect and just open the channels to the atua wahine. And just brings me to my knees, because they realize that the atua wahine were always with them. They never left them. They were with them the moment they came out of the womb. They were with them before they came out of the womb,
right? And we just didn't know how to access
them. Yeah. And like you, I'm not here to heal you or even be the facilitator between you and the atua. It's just about understanding that, like, you can speak to them whenever you want. You can just like have a yarn. You don't need.
And they answer. You just might not like it.
Yeah, hard out. They will be talking to you hard out, and you've got to just like take the slap around now and again. So thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's really nice to get to check in on the change that this little person's affected.
It's true.
Yeah.
I want to ask you said that you just travelled to a prison to teach people rāranga.
I'm working with Home Group. So this is a charity. So we weren't at the prison, this space. Sure. It was their community centre, but it's working with women that have experienced incarceration. Yeah, so this is a space of everyone deserves it. Rāranga can help you access it. A lot of the people experiencing incarceration are our own people. And it's quite sad that there is a unfair distribution of resources between incarcerated people. There is an assumption that tāne require dentistry, licenses. So to be able to access wahine toa from a creative arts healing space is beyond. It's so humbling to sit with this wahine. They were very nervous that they wouldn't have the reo, they wouldn't understand the tikanga. And when I go in, I need the whakamana. I need to make sure, because I can, rāranga is rāranga, but I want to ignite this fire that this is your birthright. This is your beautiful way to access. You can do this with your babies. You can do this with your family. You can do this by yourself. That, experiencing incarceration does not mean you don't get to access mātauranga. Mātauranga is a birthright, and so is voting.
Agreed. I want to touch it, but I may as well touch it. You know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
The anger. Beautiful. So, darling girl, ACC accredited, tell us more.
Yes. So you know how they have those radio ads that are like, get yourself some rongoa Māori. Yeah, there's a healing aspect of rāranga. So we are going to attempt to become ACC accredited. Wow. And as a part of, at this stage, I'm entering mental health version as opposed to physical
makes sense.
therapies. And this is me working alongside a psychiatrist. Wow. And that we can, hold these events regularly and be able to use Rāranga Rongoa as ACC. So, let's see if we can crack this. I'm hoping to be, as far as I know, the Rāranga ACC.
Wow.
I do know of kairaranga that are ACC practitioners, but what this level that we're trying to do, I'm hoping to break the world.
Girl, that is revolutionary. That's that new age shit.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Because it is so healing.
It's so healing. And I totally agree with the mental health aspect. That's incredible. Wow.
Mindless mindfulness.
Mindless mindfulness. That's where the healing is.
I can't meditate. I can't lay there and think about orbs.
Yes.
But I can sit there and use my hands and then access myself.
I love that, because a lot of people can't sit there and access orbs. Like that is like the concept of sitting in like lotus pose with your hands on your knees as a meditation practice. Like that is old school. We are so in the new age. Like we can movement. Like this is what mindless mindfulness.
Yeah.
Get that on a t-shirt.
Let's normalize it. Let's normalize it. Also like the mana motuhake sai. So when people are weaving, you can hear this like and then when their hands and their brain come together, there's this sigh that comes out of understanding, acceptance, and like just standing in their mana. So yeah, the mana motuhake sai. It's sexy.
I want to ask you, ki o whakaaro, in your beliefs, what is mana motuhake?
Ooh, yes. I think it takes on lots of dimensions. There's the physical dimension of active practice and participation. So for me, passing on raranga, that's mana motuhake. Also standing in our own mana in this world that changes and has different stories, different reflections of who we are as tangata whenua. Land back in 2025 doesn't look like land back in 1970, and mana motuhake changes with us, it grows with us, but it means indigenously led. I know it doesn't transliterate to that, but mana motuhake is that guiding force of indigenously led populations.
It's beautiful, babe, beautiful. I wanted to ask you about holding takatāpui wānanga at your own marae. What did this look like for you?
Oh my God, it was so frightening. It was so frightening.
Tell us.
Yes, I grew up on this marae. I've been there my whole life. I've said goodbye to everyone there. I know that I will pass away there. And with my sharing, I wanted to share in my whare. I grew up here. Why not? Why not be mana whenua, indigenously led, rāranga wānanga? Like teach our people on our whenua. So yeah, I was brave, and I asked my uncle, can I do a takatāpui wānanga? Can I take the gender off the toilets? I'm going to have people there that are expressing various gender identities, and they will be safe. It opened up conversations of, please ask pronouns, ask. And having this conversation where they're like, okay, so you're our takatāpui nisi then. So it was very scary to ask for permission, and then holding it is a whole nother vibe. I'm not fluent in te reo. My hands are. They can speak multiple languages. But yeah, I had to create this space where I could be safe, where my family were like, yeah, you can do it, you can do that. Like rāranga is normal. It's not like we're having rangatira come. So of course we need our people to do their toi in their whare, and normalising coming to the marae not just for tangi. Truly. And so I've had some cousins get to come and join in with me there, and facing spaces of inner discontent, because I'm up there trying to hold the mana of rāranga, the mana of my whenua, the mana of mātauranga, and my own. And sustaining and creating a community that can maintain that is probably where I'm going at now. I want to potentially have my cousins mahi with me more, so that we can share the responsibility, like share it out. I can't do it all, and it was brave of my whānau to go into the space that I took them there to remember. We didn't have gender. We didn't even have whare paki back in the day. Like, so, what I'm doing is not anything new, but it's pretty brave. When I'm on marae that aren't mine, you don't have to carry the generational efforts. I'm going to call it efforts because there's so many words that can be put in that. Wanting to honour everyone there, trying to create spaces, not always being appreciated for it. So takatāpui wānanga have not been offered that often. They're very, very new. So it's interesting to have people probably, not receive it or issuing me a bit of whakaiti. Yes, I have spelling mistakes. Yes, I have reo mistakes. Yes, I have tikanga mistakes. I am learning, I'm growing. But do you really want to destroy me when I'm just trying to create space to share? So I think it is this community value as well, that, you know, Pākehā, our tūpuna, our kaumātua, they show an intense amount of respect and this understanding of koha. So koha is way more than just money. Koha could be a song, you know, it could be, you know, some corn. And I think I've experienced this place where I want people to come to my wānanga without the financial barrier. But I think that's been misunderstood. So I will make a little call out, you know, giving a $1 koha, showing up in whakaiti to the person does hurt me. And it makes, if I'm not being restored in the toi, I can't keep going. So yeah, my takatāpui wānanga are on hold until I feel that community can hold me. Also, I'm afraid of Destiny Church, potentially. I will just say this. I am afraid of them booking an Eventbrite ticket to my wānanga. How can I protect my people? How can I protect myself when these people are doing haka and they don't know? Like, I'm from Parihaka. We're Christianese. Like, you don't do haka like that. So feeling unsafe within my community and by outsiders right now, takatāpui wānanga on hold. And I'm going to focus on hauora wānanga. It probably won't be forever, but I just hope my community understands that, you have to recover when you're hurt. And some of you hurt me. And I don't hold it against you, but I hope we can just understand a bit more and bring love and softness. If you don't respect me, don't show up. Cool. Straight up.
Girl, I am honouring you so deep in this corridor.
I'm so nervous about saying this.
No, I hear you. You're allowed. That's
it's risky. It's risky.
I hear you.
But,
I hear you. And I feel you, but it's brave, babe.
Yeah.
Think of all those honeys at home crying right now. Feeling the same, feeling scared.
Yeah, because there are other people. Like I work with so many people, and we are tired. We are tired, and we are creating spaces for you to show up. Please show up with love, mana, and affection.
We don't need more hate from our own people.
We do not want to recover from you. We're
busy trying to...
Yeah, we're restoring. Why I need to recover?
Yeah,
thank you for allowing me that space, because I do just love you all so much. My community, I love us. I'm just hurt.
Girl, I feel you. Let's take a moment to really feel that, because it's true. I've had my fair share of whakaiti as well. And like you, I'm not perfect. I'm just showing up. I'm learning. I went to kohanga and kura for fuck's sakes. And I still get it wrong, you know? But I feel like my heart is just on this waka of trying to revitalize, and we can only do that by making mistakes, by being brave to make mistakes. And being whakaiti from our whānau is painful. It's painful. It's deep.
The whānau you choose to.
Exactly, the whānau you choose. And the people that you don't know, and they come in and they make assumptions about you.
Right. And you're like, oh my God, this person why would you come here and inflict on me your wrath because you haven't healed, you're feeling dysregulated, you want to access mātauranga and you see me as a gatekeeper? Baby, this is a wānanga space.
And wānanga means discussion. That means give and receive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how have you protected and guarded your mana throughout this process?
Yeah. Oh my God, I've had to change it lots of ways. I just finished probably like culling a lot of people. Okay. I think, I got this social media status and this wānanga space status, and I was projecting that everyone wanted to have the same love I have. And I was pushing it on people. I was like, you want to love Raranga just like me. If I just give you enough, if I just keep sharing, if I just keep people pleasing. And it, led to some very unhealthy friendships, relationships, and connections. You may have had people attempt to do their decolonization journey through you. Yes, and there's this, you can't enmesh your journey, and you're trying to stand in your own mana. So it's lots of talking to my family. Yeah, I call them all the time. So in Wellington, it's an urban whenua. We don't, like if you go to some spaces and there's no urban, there's no politics, there's no capital. So I love asking them, what do I do here? How do we deal with this? How do we manage things? And Te Atiawa has this nice raukura of peace. And then my Ngāti Raukawa side has a call it out hard and fast. And I'm finding a way to manage both.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Raukawa is very strong and assertive. So I will just tell people what's up. And I don't care if it upsets you. But then there's also the Te Atiawa that's like, I will ask you to meet me before I call you out, kind of, if I respect you anyway. If it needs to just be called out, it's getting called out on the spot. But if I need to talk to someone, I will ask them to meet me. Kanohi ki te kanohi. And if people can't, you have to respect that, like just because I want to talk it out with you and I don't need to like you, but I want to have a respect with you. If someone's not willing to come to the page, that's it doesn't mean I'm going to hate you more. I'm probably just aware that wherever you are in that space, you're not ready to meet me, and I'm not going to drag you there. I'm not going to look down on you for not being there, but I'm probably sad that that space isn't available. Yeah, protecting peace, lots of blocking.
Sure. Thank God for that block button, that mute button.
I used to feel like if I blocked people, I was being pathetic or I was creating drama, that what I share, the mātauranga, needs to be accessed by everyone, even if I don't like them or if I feel unsafe by them. But that's not how I need to be. I need to offer, and whoever's ready to receive it will receive it. And if you don't mess with me, you're not meant to receive it.
Truly. Yeah. That's that new age like boundary stuff, hey, with the blocking. It's like, nope, you disrespect me, you don't have the authority to be here anymore. Yeah. And we have the mana to do that and make that action.
It's a whole answer.
It's a whole thing. For me, it's been about safety in numbers.
Yeah.
I realized that I looked up and I was like, shit, I'm quite alone.
Yes.
Feel a little bit by myself, and that's not the Māori way.
Yeah.
And so really embedding myself into spaces where I can find allies to walk this path with me, who are on this kaupapa and will be like warriors, because that's what it takes to be in this space. You have to have your armor on. And also, like, what does it look like to take your armor off? To be with your
That's
people.
Right.
Yes.
He's trying to be in spaces, not create spaces.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wow. It's powerful. It's powerful. Girl, thank you so much for your courage and your bravery.
Thank
to
you.
speak into that, because I reckon so many Māori are facing this. Really,
well, we are. It's just happening in private conversations.
It's happening in private, behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And there's so much confusion about the emotions that arise. There's so much confusion, and that confusion is welcome, like sit with that. Really sit with the big emotions that come through the tinana. They're trying to tell us something, and they're trying to heal us through that, So if you're going through that, just know this is a collective thing happening in the field right now. Like our generation, I really feel, are coming up up against this kaupapa, and it's just going to be about walking through it with as much mana as we can, and just really holding space for getting it wrong. And I really want to reiterate that, like, we are not going to get anywhere if we are pointing fingers and saying, you're wrong, you're wrong. Yes, cool, I'm wrong. Tell us. Like, and for, like, when people tell me wrong, I'm like, fantastic. Let's have a kōrero, sit down and tell me what you know. Tell me how I can learn, because that's the only way forward. If you just point a finger and don't want to tell us about why, this is not going to get us anywhere. So I'm really big on the education part as well.
And the way we do it as well.
Exactly.
So, you know, when you've been colonized, sometimes there can be this reaction of, oh, I'm being heard. So like just so much surges forward.
Yeah.
And mitigating ourselves and, oh, wow, I'm having these feelings, but the real point of contact here is, and sometimes you just have two different points of contact, and that can be where the raru is.
Yes. Yeah, I hear you. Well, my darling, I would love to ask you about your Vogue situation. Tell us, tell the whānau what happened with this.
Yes, oh my God, it's, an incredibly amazing achievement. So the beautiful whanaunga of mine, Bobby Campbell, messaged me and was like, I'm doing Fashion Week. I would love some rāranga. And I was like, amazing. So a childhood dream I had was to become a fashion designer.
Oh, beautiful.
And I actually remember my parents saying, oh no, you can't do that. You know, that's not possible for you. You know, like it was only 9-to-5 jobs. It was, you know, like just don't go to jail, girl. It was kind of the vibes. And so getting Fashion Week was cool. And then I made this cool muka bra lit thing. And that ended up opening the show.
Oh, girl.
So I got to sit in there. I got to watch it. I got to go to the fittings. I got to meet the models. I got to have photos. And so Fashion Week was amazing. So that was 2023. And then a year later, I get this message from Bobby, like, girl, get you some Vogue. But we didn't sell it here in Aotearoa, so I had to get my best friend to buy these from Australia for me. But yeah, so we got Zendaya.
Yes,
like
of
very
course.
happy to have like a BIPOC baddie as the cover. Like it just hit so good.
Yes.
And also my favorite number, I'm on page 69.
Oh, say less.
Yes, the
So
best
good.
number in the
So
world.
good.
And so, Vogue contacted Bobby and really wanted to show some pieces. And I had asked him, I was like, you know, if you ever do anything, can you please put my iwi in there?
Yes.
My iwi is really important. So just in here, you have my name and Atiawa and Ngāti Raukawa.
Can you hold it up in front of you, girl. Yeah. There it is.
And so I took it to both of my nannies, and I showed them their iwi written there and my name written there, and they like got to cry over it and be really proud. And I'll run into like cousins and aunties, and they're like, did you pay to get in there?
Wow.
Like, how did you do that? Because we don't know how these things are achieved, right? Like, just follow, just keep being your weird little self.
Truly, follow the karanga.
Follow the karanga.
Wow,
it's a beautiful thing. So this is Australian Fashion Week, and I don't know, but I think this is the first time that these iwi have ever been written in Vogue.
Wow.
So that's a personal thing for our reo to be in Vogue forever. Reo is locked in. My iwi name. So I'm very proud and I'm very grateful for everyone that made this my reality, because this little geeky girl is just like, you know. I think for the journey of Raranga too, like getting into Vogue, accessing people in prisons, working with people that are non-verbal, working with refugees, like I have to get it everywhere, and apparently I'm doing it.
Oh, you are doing it. You are doing it. What a huge accomplishment. Congratulations, honey.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's amazing. I love that Zendaya's on the front.
Right, she's so cool.
So cool. Before we close, I'm curious to ask you, Fun facts about Raranga. Yes. I'm like, what have I not asked that you want to share with the whānau?
Fun facts about Raranga is you can get a free laxative from it. Oh. So you don't need to buy no prune juice. You don't need no pills. Just get the harakeke, take a few bites of it, and you'll be moving the next day. The reason we get you to wash your hands is your hands are kind of like sponges and they can soak up a lot of that rongo. So if you can put a lot in there and make the diarrhea quite bad.
Wow.
So that's a really cool thing. Free movement.
Yeah, so say that again. So you would get the raranga, the harakeke piece and just chew on it?
Even like outside, you could go to the harakeke plant, put water on it to make sure there's just no insects, and you could bite that live.
Wow.
And then it'll
chew and swallow, or just bite
Don't just bite it and let the juice get on your teeth.
Okay.
Yeah. Another one is inside the base is this thing called harakeke pia. Or pia harakeke. And it's this jelly that we use for burns, cuts, braces, eczema. I've used it on dogs, humans, tattoos.
Wow.
And it's another natural healing product. So there's, Tuhunga Suppression Act did a good job. There's beautiful rongo that can be found in the plant. But that's why you wash your hands.
Yeah,
that's why you wash your hands so you don't get a... I had this young man the other day, his mum was at my wānanga, and so he was there, but it wasn't about him, but he was doing weaving, and I told him to go wash his hands, and I remember him coming back looking very proud of himself.
So good.
He looked very proud of himself. And then, the next day I get a message from my friend like, he says, please tell Auntie Fire that I'll listen better next time. Auntie Fire Ahi that I'll listen better next time. And I was like, And that young man will probably never not wash his hands again.
That's true.
So it's a good lesson. It's a good lesson. Yeah.
Beautiful. Is there anything else top of mind, honey?
I hope this gives you the courage to go for a harvest. I hope this gives you the courage to go look at harakeke and it's for you. It's for you. Let it express itself through your hands.
There's actually one thing I wanted to touch on there, as you said, your words, you don't have the reo through your mouth, but it speaks through your hands. Can you say more about this?
Yes. Okay, so my reo's not that good. I have dyslexia and I think I have like when I hear it and what comes out, like I can talk funny and people can think I'm doing it wrong, even with English. Like I'm a bit spicy brained. But my hands, I can weave anything. Like I can look at any raranga and unpack it in my brain, and then my hands can say it. It allows me to communicate with people who are nonverbal, so working with people that have autism, people that are new in Aotearoa, refugees, they don't have language. It's nice to give them the first meeting of Māori not being once-all warriors, but being raranga. It's this space. Non-verbal communication is far more important than I think we are aware of. Because when I weave something and then they have it in their culture too, and we can show each other our Google photos and we can communicate and understand each other. And sometimes reo speakers can, they'll be, my reo, you said that wrong. And I'll turn to them and be like, my hands are fluent. Oh, you watch them go, There are other forms of communication, and whether it's like our pūroro, our carving, there's so many ways. We don't need just reo, but I understand we picked reo to be our beautiful. We picked reo, and and that's cool. But there's also other toi, there's other forms that deserve just as much love and care. Yeah,
that's beautiful. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oof. Before we close, I want to say thank you so much for these taonga that you gifted me. Oh, I will wear with pride and honor and mana. And I want you to plug your website and tell people where they can get these beautiful pieces of taonga.
Yes. Okay, so I have a little Shopify, Ahi Raranga Shopify, or you can just Google it. And we make hand-woven harakeke products. We sell them all over the world. You can access them. They are not a close... like anyone can own and wear harakeke. They're not just for tangata whenua, and they look bad on all genders too. So I would love to see some gender benders rocking these chokers that you have on today, because with a shirt, that choker on with the shirt over it, like it's my favorite thing. I love it. But I don't wear enough shirts to make that my reality. So if someone could just do that for me, that'd be great. I'll make you a model on my website.
Yes, I love that. Oh, they're so beautiful. It feels incredible to wear. Like I've never worn or seen anything like this, and I'm like, this is my new podcast look. So beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
So
do you sell your shoes as well?
I teach these on wānanga.
Oh, fantastic.
So
cool.
I don't want to sell them.
Okay,
I want us to know how to make our own shoe. Yeah, the shoe, the rope and the bowl should, So they're one of my number one wānanga options. So if you catch me in your area, there's a high likely chance that I'll teach you how to make parere. Or if you ever just invite me to your house, I'll probably make you some.
Oh, I love that. And we'll link everything in the show notes, He Te Whānau, so you can find Ahi's mahi, where you can find her in the next, sorry, let me clarify. Do you go by her? Yeah, beautiful. I'm still learning this. It's a spicy one, eh?
It's cool.
It's good I just catch myself out just to, that's what learning in real time looks like.
I do that. I'll be like, what's that pronoun?
Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on a little bit.
You just like growl it.
Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, we'll link everything in the show notes. But thank you so much for being here, Ahi. This has been so incredible. I have learned so much, and I know our whānau is just going to like lap this up and save it and share it, and it's just delicious. So thank you for your time. Before we close, is there anything else that you would like to share with our beautiful community?
Yes, I would just like to say thank you so much for giving your love, showing up and being a part of Tau. Tau needs you, and please vote next year.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
E te whānau. Your voice matters. Your voice matters. Thank you. So we'll close the space with karakia. Ka pai. Me karakia tātou. You're welcome to close the eyes and join us. We'll do whakataka te hau. So if you know that one, you're welcome to follow along. We'll start with the haki roto. Ki waho. Let's do 2 more. Whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga, kia mākina kina ki uta, kia mā taratara ki tai, e hia ki ana te atākura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, ti hei, Mōriori. Kia ore te whānau, thank you all for being here, Mōriori.